Titan tier lists, common requested video. They're kind of impossible to do because it really depends a lot on what you see on defense, what you see a lot on your server, what you see on the Clash of Worlds. Some teams are really, really good against other teams, but they're really bad on defense. Some amazing defensive teams can't get a win to save their life. So what I like to do is I like to break tier lists like this down into the specific role, and that's how we can kind of discuss where the best use cases and the worst use cases for each Titan can be found. And today we're going to talk about Titan tanks. Let's get into it.
It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in today's video we have a brand new event called Sigur. Is that the name of the event? It's just called Sigur. That's the name of the event. Anyway, we do have a brand new Emerald Coin Titan focused event. You have get VIP, spend emeralds. That kind of double dips with the elemental synergy of spend emeralds. Of course, you don't have spend energy because this is a Titan focused event. And yeah, you kind of level up Titans and do miscellaneous stuff. Not really that focused on Sigurd specifically. Summons in the summoning circles, anybody, open Titan summon, artifact sphere. Not really focused on Sigurd, but it does feature items to level up Sigurd. And while this is all well and good, and by the way, I think the Titan skin stones or the essence of the elements are the way to go. Additionally, defense seals, there's no way in the game to buy defense seals directly. So, I would honestly max out all of your defense seals on all of your tank Titans that you plan on using ever. This might be your best opportunity to do so. But aside from that, Titan skin stones and essence of the elements to actually level up those artifacts, great opportunities there. Elemental summoning dolls are okay. I'll put a list of what's in them in the description box down below. But I thought I would take this opportunity to discuss the tanks and the tank tier list. Titan tank tier list. That's a 4T alliteration. And I want to start with Sigurd here. Sigurd is probably the absolute best tank on offense when you can control in manual mode, not in auto mode. In manual mode, when you can control the fight, then he is probably the best. And the reason for it, for all skill levels, is his ability to block all incoming damage. He's immune for 5 seconds, and this skill is not based on any stat. It's not based on his level. A level 1 Sigurd can block the same amount of damage that a level 120 Sigurd can. And by the way, this Titan tank tier list is purely my opinion, and it is also worth noting that this is all being discussed in a vacuum. Obviously, if you're building a water elemental team, then you need to level up all the water Titans. If you're building a hybrid, fire darkness team, then you need to level up the fire tank and the darkness tank and all that to give you the most variety. But with all of that being said, and in a vacuum, this isn't a discussion about the elemental teams. It's not a discussion about the best totems or anything like that. I just want to take a look at all of the Titan tank abilities and rank them, in a nice little graph. And again, I think that Sigurd is probably the best S tier on offense in manual mode, so you can control when to block the damage. You can control specifically to block the the supers of the opponent Titans or of the totem or what have you. Now we're going to talk about Angus, who I believe to be a very strong, if not the best, defender tank on the entire list. His damage output, he hits the entire enemy team, and using this at any time during the fight is actually really, really, really strong. It doesn't really do anything, it just does damage over 8 seconds. And since you don't need to really control it, I like this guy a lot for defense. And for those of you that know me, I build an earth team. Once upon a time, my guild asked me to build an earth team because we didn't have a lot of earth teams to combat water teams. Obviously, that was years ago, and times have changed a lot since then. Malik, I like Malik a lot. He's got this ability to stun the front line, which is really good. Very, very good on offense when you can control the fight. Lower damage output, but it is worth noting that this stun will land for 5 seconds again, no matter how leveled up your Malik is. I like Malik in addition to an additional tank. I don't like Malik by himself, but I'll be honest with you, fire is the third most important base element Titan for me, opinion-wise, and probably the last tank that I really, really care about. So he's going to be on the low end of importance. But again, if you're building a fire team or a fire darkness team or a fire light team or whatever, then obviously level up the Titan is the right play for you. Brewstar has this really, really strong ability where he absorbs the damage that he's receiving and sends it away. So like Sigurd, very, very similar to Sigurd, I love this ability. I love this guy on offense. I love being able to control when to use this. This does the damage transference no matter what level he is, no matter what his stats are, no matter how strong your totem is. It does help if he has higher health so he can survive longer, I suppose. But the ability to manage when to send the damage back to the other side, fantastic, fantastic, fantastic offensive tank. On defense, he's not as good. He's just not as good. You want to be able to control when this ability happens, but he's still a very strong, very beefy tank. He's very high on my list, very, very high on my tier list. I don't want to do S and A, B, and C and all of that. I'm just saying very high and very low. He's very high on my tier list for tanks on offense in manual mode, but not that great on auto mode or on defense. And then finally, Riel. This guy is the tank Titan for the light element. This is another one of those abilities that you really want to see on offense, and very highly ranked tank on offense. For those of you that are paying attention back home, you'll kind of get the drift that all of the Titan tanks are pretty useful. I think all of them have their place. I think all of them have great, fantastic abilities. This, like the Sigurd tank and the Brewstar Darkness tank, you want to be able to control when to use this. So obviously he's going to have a higher use case, a better win rate when you're playing in manual mode on offense. On defense, you can't control your Titans. You can't control when you use your abilities. It is what it is. So of the 3 Titans that do, really strong defensive shielding abilities, I think Sigurd's is at the top because he's just immune to the damage for 5 seconds. I think Brewstar is a very, very, very close second. I think his ability is better, but since it's only for 3.6 seconds, it's just a little bit worse. Of course, if you are timing it for a specific ability like Araji's Laser Beam or Eden's Rock Throw, something like that, then the duration isn't going to matter. But I like Sigurd at the top for offense. I like Brewstar right below him. And then Riel is probably in 3rd place for offensive tanks for me. There is no amount of time that the shield is up. He just absorbs the damage until he's out. The stun for 2.6 seconds for the front line. Typically, the big problem Titans are in the back, right? The big problem Titans that I'm worried about, the damage dealers, the marksmen, that kind of thing, the ones that I want to control, those are in the back. So I haven't found as much use for the front line 2.6 seconds, although really, really strong ability. If you have a couple of Titans that are, happen to be pushed to the midline or maybe even into the front line because of the defensive lineup, then obviously this ability will be a little bit stronger, and and away you go. And then I like Moloch the least, and then I like Angus the best on defense. So yeah, again, all opinion based. Really, what you need and what you need for your guild and the team that you're building is going to determine what tanks to bring. As a reminder, you need 3 of the Titans to get the totem to work for the base elements. That's 3 earth or 3 fire or 3 water, and you only need 2 of the darkness and light Titans to get their totems to work. So what a lot of people do is they'll have 3 of the base and then like a mix of other Titans, or maybe 2 of the darkness and light and then a mix of the other Titans in order to get just that one totem. But the most ideal situation obviously is to get 2 totems going at the same time, and that would be how you do it. That's my tier list. We do have a live stream Monday through Friday. Hope to see all of you there. We talk about all versions of Hero Wars. We have a great time. Hope to see all of you there. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.